Meanwhile, Indian Air Force Chief Rakesh Bhadauria has said that all efforts are underway to de-escalate the situation at the India-China border. And at the same time, he's also warned China that the Indian Air Force is prepared and is suitably deployed to respond to any situation. The IAF Chief has promised to never let the sacrifice of the Galwan Valley martyrs go in vain. Listen in.
The development at the LAC in Ladakh is a small snapshot of what we are required to handle at short notice. In spite of unacceptable Chinese action after agreements reached during military talks and resultant loss of life, all efforts are underway to ensure that the current situation at LAC is resolved peacefully. But it should be very clear that we are well prepared and suitably deployed to respond to any contingency. I assure the nation that we are determined to deliver and will never let the sacrifice of our braves of Galwan go in vain.
Meanwhile, tensions are at an all-time high between the United States and China. The United States is now pressing China over two main issues: its treatment of the Uyghur Muslims and also China eroding the autonomy of Hong Kong. Now, Trump has signed an act cracking down on China over its treatment of the Uyghur Muslims. This bill imposes sanctions on the Chinese officials involved in the detention of the Uyghur Muslims. It is intended to send China a strong message on human rights. Pompeo has also addressed this issue at the recent Copenhagen Democracy Summit.
General Secretary Xi has greenlighted a brutal campaign of repression against Chinese Muslims, a human rights violations on a scale we have not seen since World War II.
China, meanwhile, has hit back at these sanctions, calling it a malicious attack on the country. China has also warned the United States that it will face consequences if these sanctions are imposed.
我们再次奉劝美方立即纠正错误，停止利用上述涉疆法案损害中国利益、干涉中国内政，否则中方必将坚决反制。由此产生的一切后果，完全由美方承担。
And not just that, Pompeo and his G7 counterparts have issued a strong statement against Hong Kong's controversial security law. The G7 statement voices grave concerns about this law that prohibits subversion and other perceived offences in the financial hub. Now, Pompeo even has gone ahead to say that the United States will treat Hong Kong the way China chooses to treat it. Listen in.
As for our policy, President Trump has made very, very clear. To the extent that the Chinese Communist Party treats Hong Kong as it does Shenzhen and Shanghai, we will treat them the same. We have many agreements that are unique between the United States and Hong Kong, separate and different from those we have with Beijing. We will move away from every one of those.
However, Beijing has made it clear that it will continue to push ahead with the controversial security law. The Foreign Ministry has said that Beijing's determination to introduce the law is unwavering.